Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm like, I'm feeling recording. 50.
Yeah, well, parenting a 2-year-old, you know.
When you're 50 is just always an adventure.
Yeah. So, hey guys. Welcome. We got a good crowd. Amanda already said she can't make it because she's working, unfortunately. So, but here we are. Let's start the day right. In the big picture, what we're doing is slowly aligning ourselves with nature, with our natural rhythms, which I know Andrea has shared and Lorna has shared, already starts opening you up to much huger things. Once you kind of get loose of the gunk of being out of rhythm and you start to be in rhythm, I'm just picturing like being on a dance floor when all of a sudden you hit the rhythm and you feel like you're really dancing and you're having fun and you're grooving and it's really working for you. And you really start to have fun. Yeah, welcome to my world. That's the picture that jumped into my head.
I'm thinking it's obviously you haven't seen some of us dance.
My children have told me many times that my sense of rhythm on the dance floor is really bad. But, you know, it's all about perception and having fun.
I look like Urkel on meth.
Yeah, but you know, you have fun and you enjoy it, and that's the whole point anyway, is just to have fun and enjoy it. And when you can start to enjoy life like that, because you're in the groove and you're starting to really dance with nature and be in rhythm, it's an amazing thing. That's what we're doing here, is just getting in the groove, opening things up as we're stacking all these things in. Start the day right. This one's about getting nourished right out of the gate. And I'd put up the poll, but that nourishment, I mean, we haven't even talked about what to eat yet, but this is about getting nourished. So you're starting off with nourishing your body with hydration, getting water back in, getting the waste out, taking time to breathe. And then you might get around, and we're going to talk more about breathing in our next habit, Alyssa, which is the breath body practices. So that's more on that coming up, but that's all part of nourishing our bodies first thing. Get up, get going, take advantage of that natural, very open time and first thing in the morning to tap into the bigger picture of life. That Brahma Muhurta, that's basically the idea of it. They just, you know, that's the big fancy word. And sometimes words are fun, but that's that open time when you just tap into the bigger possibilities and can get a sense of where you're going, what you need to do, visualize the possibilities, because then they start to become reality and start to become possible. And I know I had a couple people. I didn't check again and see what the poll was, but I'm just, well, we'll get to that in a minute.
I missed the poll.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. That just means that you weren't on Facebook much, and that's okay too.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Okay, what was that, Alyssa? I just unmuted you.
I was talking to Steve about in the morning. So that's what
That's all right then. But, but that is part of opening up the possibilities. Once you start to open up space in your body, it correlates to space in your mind and heart as well, and in your spirit, which is why we deal with pooping first thing in the morning as an important habit. And we could talk about doing that, which my boys think is really funny. But opening up that space is really important and huge to becoming open to the possibilities and becoming open to the bigger things that you were made to do. So I want to remind you that there aren't any failures. I'm thinking Andrea might have done these, but we're gonna do a couple of worksheets and go through some stuff together to just troubleshoot and think about the challenges and the brags. The poll was the things that are working, and then the small things that you're doing this week to start your day right. No matter how well or not well you did early or later dinner and early to bed, start the day right is starting, and each step in the habit train is a chance to reset, redo it, and start it right. So however you're working on those two and they're coming, this is the chance to rock your day and get it going. Here we go. Did anybody do the intuition or strategies worksheets? Look at your worksheets this week. Andrea did.
I did some worksheets. I don't remember the titles on them.
That's all right.
I did the, like you said, to pick one that looked interesting to you, or two or something. But I just took notes.
Yeah.
I didn't really write down what they were.
That's
what
fine.
was the
That's
intuition one?
a better way to do it anyway. It's this one right here.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that one.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. So we can do that one together.
Yeah.
Or maybe you already had plans.
I did.
Uh-huh.
Let's do it. So, pen and paper. Let me grab the back of this. We're going to take a second. Just write down, or you can draw a picture of, whatever works for you, what you feel like when you do start the day right. What does that look like? And then take a second and write down what you feel like when you start the day wrong. Things get off on the wrong foot. What does that look like? All right. What do you usually do right when you wake up? When you're having that best kind of morning?
So
What
are
do
we
you
just writing these
usually
down
do?
again, or are we answering them?
Um, for right now, just write them down.
Okay.
Okay, and then what would be best for my body in the morning? And what would be best for your potential, your spirit, your soul in the morning?
Mm-mm. So, with looking over all those kinds of things, all of your things so far, what it feels like to, what you know it feels like when you do it right versus not so much, and looking at the things that you do and what you maybe need to do, what would be best, what would be a good place to change first
to start the day right. And what would your ideal morning look like a year from now then?
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Sorry again. Okay, whenever you're ready, what are some insights that you got? And we'll go around to everybody. So whenever you're ready, feel free to unmute and jump in.
All right. What I've found is I've actually implemented these. I like to get up at 30 minutes. I try to get up 30 minutes before the house does. And then I just sit, relax, do my quiet time, take my thyroid medicine, drink my water, do my business. And so I anticipate that that's what it will look like in a year as well, because it seems to work.
That's excellent. It's automated. Which Lorna is actually like a third time around person. So, and especially in that's where we're hoping to have you. So beautiful. What's your recipe, Lorna, for a horrible morning?
Getting up
How do you set yourself up to have a horrible morning?
by, well, one, not going to bed early. I can always count on it. And just like laying in bed when I know I should be up for my 30 minutes. Because if I lay in bed, because for some reason, my thyroid, I don't know if I'm blaming it on that. But if I take my medicine at 8 a.m. every morning, then I'm up to take it every morning at 8 a.m., regardless of if I'm ready or not. So going to bed early really helps that. And then just getting up when my body tells me it's time to get up versus saying, oh, geez, I could lay here for another hour. So I just get up, do my water, and then everything is, it also gives me a time to create my day. Like, what do I have planned for that day? What do I want to achieve? What are my goals? And I can, so all of that happens within that like silent time before any electronics, any people. And that's just
So a recipe for a horrible day is you get up late, check your phone right off the bat,
well, I can
or your computer, because your phone doesn't tell you anything.
Get up early, like if when the baby gets up at 5:30 a.m. and then I'm tired, I'm groggy, and that's kind of how the whole day ends up going. It's like you have things planned, but they don't really, nothing, it's kind of like nothing goes right. Everything takes twice as long to get handled than if you're refreshed and
Right.
cleared. Kind of like today.
It happens. It happens.
You know,
Great.
it's like,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Andrea, you're unmuted.
Yep. So the question again was, what did we come away from this with? Correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What insight do you gain?
Yeah, so two things. One, the change that I initially wanted to make was to wake up a little bit earlier so that I could get to do these things. I loved how Kate in her video said it's like your reward, you know? And I realized the other part of that is a reward for, and that's the setup the night before. Again, like Lorna was saying, you know, getting to bed on time and getting dinner on time, you know, just kind of like setting yourself up for success all the way through. And your reward is, and this is probably different for everyone, but in my life, like just a little space for quiet and reflection and preparation before the day starts. There was probably times in my life where that wouldn't have been much of a reward, but at this phase, it really is. And it's just, I think I appreciate your word about, no, I don't remember how you said it, but it was basically like just, again, creating space, you know, creating space in your body, space in your day, space in your thoughts for just, you know, being quiet and taking a minute before everything rolls in. And I think my recipe for a really bad morning is when there's just too much pressure. There is no space because my mind is full of everything that has to happen that day, and there's just too many things, you know, on the schedule for the day. And then it just, and again, if I hadn't gotten to bed on time or you know, just things weren't lined up to go smoothly, then those are the rough mornings, and they're more often than not. It's not like they never happen, but that's why I'm doing this, right? Is to try to dissect these things and figure out how to make life a little bit more gentle on my body and spirit. So yeah, the other goal that I walked away from this with is that at night when I first get up in the morning on weekdays, I'm up getting people off to their things before I get off to my stuff. So getting lunches made, making sure people are eating breakfast, you know, trying to put good words in their head before they go, that kind of stuff. So I've decided I'm going to try harder to have lunches kind of prepped and put in the fridge the night before. Like when I'm putting away dinner, I'll just start, you know, instead of putting all the leftovers or whatever into one container, I'm going to put them into individual containers. And that way they're ready to go. I can just in the morning throw them in their lunches and it'll take a lot less time and that would just be less stressful. So yeah, those were my takeaways.
Nice.
But, yeah.
Yeah. And I appreciate how you said it's, you know, it's not perfect.
Right.
But it's just having that intention and then you're just stepping towards it.
Right.
One step at a time. Taking the low hanging fruit.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Then you've got success to build on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Alyssa. Oh, let me unmute you a minute. Unmute. You might have to do it.
Okay. Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, Steve came over and muted me because he's making so much noise. He's making dinner, yes. So,
Yay, Steve.
I know, he's so wonderful. So this is exactly what I struggle with, is I was always so regimented. I grew up being in the military, just growing up and then having my jobs being self-employed out in the workforce. Man, I hustled. I always had like 3 or 4 jobs. So I always had a schedule and I always had somewhere to be. And now I just get lost in my day because I don't work. I mean, I have the farm and I have the house, and sometimes I just get lost. I have no sense of time. So I just get lost in my day, and I know better. I really do. And that was so neat talking earlier about, Steven. So is that too loud? Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, it's okay.
I can go, should I go in the other room? Oh, okay. It's just a steamer.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
We can still hear you.
So, well, my problem is I have a lot of problems. But, so what I need to do is I know better because I know that I've always had a structure. I've always had a routine. So I don't function well with like an abundance of free time and you can do whatever because I don't have cows that I need to milk first thing in the morning. The pigs get fed when they get fed and they're happy with that. So that allows me so much flexibility, and especially when I'm struggling with my issues, and so I'm a little down, a little depressed, I'm a little frustrated, my body hurts, I can't see, I'm twitching, my fingers don't work, everything is just, oh, and then I cave into that and start sulking and do this thing where I just, oh, I can't do anything. And I'm getting over that, but it's taking a while. And I'm not saying that this happens all the time because I really am overall a very motivated, optimistic, positive person. But there's some times when, you know, I've just lost my bowels, just everything is just, oh. And then I just give up and I say, well, screw that, I don't feel well. And there goes my schedule. And I miss my schedule once and it's off. So
I call it to hell with it moments.
Yes. And way too often. And so I need to stop that. So this is really good for me now because I'm better than that. And this is just a hiccup. So what I need to do is steps one at a time. I need to start making lists. And I've tried to do like hourly segments of a schedule or routine. That doesn't work. And then with me being a half-time parent with Alaya, because we're a blended family, my schedule has to change because certain days of the week I have her first thing in the morning. And then most of the other half of the week, I don't have her first thing in the morning. So then that is kind of tricky for me figuring out. So I need to just basically, I've tried to schedule at times that won't work. So now I'm trying a list. As long as I get this and this and this done, maybe not in a consecutive order or at a certain time, but I need to have alarms and bells and whistles because I've never been this absent-minded, but I'll start one thing and then it's like squirrel, I see something,
right? So,
go do that.
So what are the things that you do that set you up for a good morning?
Nothing. Oh, well, I used to. Well, that's just it.
Well, no, we're talking real time.
Well, because I used to have my devotional, but now with my eyes, I can't read first thing in the morning because it takes a minute for my eyes to stop crossing. So then I've gotten out of my Bible study. So now I think I just need to, because I had it in time increments. Okay, from 6 to 7 Bible study, from 7 to da-da, and that wasn't working.
Right.
Because, so now I think that if I make a list and I say just or devotional or coffee or laundry and as long as I get them done in the morning to set myself up for day, because I do have the farm, I do have things I need to do. So I don't know. I'm just up in the air right now.
So break it down even further. Okay, this worksheet it's a checklist to start the day right. It's in your worksheets.
Okay.
Right. So break it down even to the smallest of the small things. What is the very first thing and that you need to do?
because see, I wake up kind of lethargic, like Andrea was saying.
Right, but so you wake up. Lorna hit on a great thing. And I know this is true for me too. When you wake up, get your butt out of bed. The snooze button is not your friend. All that does is set you up for more lethargy, more lethargy. And I don't have it up in my sheets here, but when we talked about that doshic clock, aha, it is there. Yay. See if I can make it bigger. This time from 2 to 6, you can leverage this energy that starts to be very mobile and starts to be a lot about movement and lightness to get up and have that energy that carries you forward, right? Even if it's not 6, I don't do so well if I consistently get up before 6. If I get up between 6 and 7, I'm golden.
Wait, that's in the morning? 2 and
yeah.
6 in the morning. Oh, no, I'm not productive then.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. When you wake up after that, especially after sunrise in particular, so 6 o'clock is sort of a general time, but that's when the energies tend to shift. You're waking up in a time when the energy of the morning is already heavier, slower, denser, lethargic. So you're setting yourself up just by when you get up. Andrea mentioned last time, and I have noticed this since, I hadn't noticed it before, but feeling hot, like your metabolism kicks in when it's time to get up. And all of a sudden you feel like you got to kick the sheets off or covers off, or get up.
You know,
you can.
Jill,
that's how you can leverage that energy.
When I first started your program, 2 times ago,
mm-hmm.
if you remember, one of my biggest issues was getting to bed on time so I could get up early. I would go to bed at 5 a.m. and then sleep till 10. And then that's kind of how I felt like all day. That was like the pattern. And when Jill suggested trying to like move up my bedtimes just a little bit, because I am a night owl, I mean, that's when I felt I was always most productive. I found that by just kind of, I was letting her be my coach and just letting her feedback mean something, and just listened, and actually and now I do go to bed earlier and wake up a lot earlier, and I'm 100 times more productive than I thought I was by staying up till 5 a.m. So it's just something to consider.
Mm-hmm.
What time are you going to bed at night?
Well, we always go to bed basically between 9 and 10. So that's not really an issue, and I don't have any problem. Even Aliyah, but even that's only 2 days a week. So, on the weekends, every other.
Right. But yeah, Lorna experienced leveraging these energies that just naturally happen. It's just how they are. It's like gravity. To inject more energy and productivity into the whole day. So not even worrying about like 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock or 7:30 to 8:30, when you're going to do laundry. The first thing, going back to this one, is just wake up and get up.
Just get up. Yeah.
Just get up. See what happens from there. Drink a glass of water.
That's a small step I can actually go for. I can do that. I could just get up.
There you go.
Okay.
Right. Right. That's how you build the day right and start to leverage this habit. Absolutely. That's low-hanging fruit. That's easy. Go for it. And then see what happens from there. Right. I figured you guys would do a lot of brags as we went, and you didn't disappoint me. I am going to shift to, if I can, I can't just shift to it, the whiteboard. I got to redo the share. All right. Let's do some problem solving, because I know that this is, some people find this one easy, like Lorna didn't initially, and I really appreciate, Lorna, that you mentioned your identity and how that had to shift from I'm a night owl, so I stay up all night, to yes, I am, and my day goes a heck of a lot better if I go to bed and get up at a good time.
Yeah, I think it was like, there's all that is one of the things is surrendering your ego when you want to be right, for me. and really getting that people really can't contribute to me, but really they can. So it was like, by just doing that, like completely dismantled a huge conversation about how people can't contribute to me, how they're not really full of shit, because that's always my first kind of, when somebody's like trying to offer suggestions, I automatically, like, my first thing is I go to the full of shit. And then it was like, okay, I'm going to give that up, because that was one of the rules when we first started. Even though I love Jill, I have a lot of respect for her. Nobody can really, I don't want to, you can't make me. That conversation from being 2, like grown up to 50. Yeah. But then it was like, okay, well, I already know what results I can expect, because I've been doing them for 50 years, or 49 at that time. Now I'm going to try something different, because that's why I signed up for this program. So I'm just going to listen to her. I'm just going to take her coaching. I'm going to surrender everything I think I know, and just roll with it. And it actually worked. So I'm like, hey.
Lo and behold, what do you know?
Yeah, don't you, Jill, was it you or whatever, we were talking a few times around about, like, just experimenting, like, hey, it doesn't hurt to just try it, experiment and see what happens.
Right. And you're the one that said that what's the easiest easy thing you can do?
Right.
And that's your Kaizen step, and experiment. If I get out of bed right away when I feel hot and my brain doesn't even start to chatter, I just, I'm just aware. If I get out of bed, what happens? And if I drink a glass of water right first thing, what happens? And go from there. All right. We did this one before.
I noticed you said about, Jill, you said about the lemon water. You're drinking the lemon, you drink the lemon water first thing in the morning?
Yeah. Yep.
And that helps your digestion and your liver?
Yep. And what you're trying to do, the function of it first thing in the morning after you get up, is kind of like hitting the flush knob on your toilet. What you're doing is putting a whole bunch of water in, and hopefully that's triggering elimination. But it's just helping your body flush everything that it's cleaned out. Because you've gone all night without drinking, and your body's done that incineration work from 10 to 2, your daily detox to clean everything. And drinking, for me, it takes almost a full quart of water. And I have a straw, and I just slam it. But, I've worked my way up to that. So whatever it is that you can do, 8 ounces up to 16, up to the 32, whatever it takes for you to have your body just flush and clean everything out. Right. So I kind of count, it shouldn't count, because you're just slamming it and it's flushing towards your daily hydration, because most of that will just pass right on through, which it's supposed to do by design to help you do your daily detox. max.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Which is,
totally count it
do you?
because
Some
yeah,
days I do
it
and
makes
some
such a
days I don't.
difference. Yeah.
Yeah. But do
I
you
find
do you find, Andrea, that initial hydration makes a huge difference in how you feel going forward?
Oh yeah, I'm really sensitive to hydration. Like if in the wintertime, if I'm not hydrated, my toes will be cold and my fingers are cold and I can't warm up. So I mean that drink of water, I mean not only do I get a little flush when I wake up in the morning of heat, but as soon as I drink my warm water, or actually I've changed it up now, but when I do drink the warm water, I get warm again. It's like my whole body just responds like, oh good, I can finally move things around again, you know. But I find that I'm almost saturated at that point, you know, from that. And then I drink a quart of tea at least 2 other times a day. And I'm like super, super hydrated to the point where it's like almost irritating. Sometimes I have to like make myself calm down, you know, like don't drink it all at once or whatever, because otherwise I'm just in the bathroom all the time. But yeah, so I say it counts a little bit, but I agree with Jill that it does flush very quickly. It's just so good to like hydrate. What do they say, that you can lose like a quart to 2 quarts just sleeping at night, just from breathing and stuff. So it's just good to replace it.
Well, I know I don't drink enough water. I know that. Hands
Yeah.
down, I don't. So I need to. Don't take. Can you?
Right.
Yeah. So I need to take that. Go.
Yeah. And the warmth is important too. If your body,
It's warm water.
especially, this time of year, when you're taking in cold, it's cold outside. And the energy is cold and dry right now.
Okay.
So if you add cold water to that, it's like trying to water your garden right now. It's just going to flow right off and not fill you up like you need. Warm water will soak in, and your body doesn't have to work to process it, so it hydrates a lot more efficiently and effectively. So,
And the lemon makes it a little bit more palatable too.
Ah, I've been doing it all wrong.
Oh, my husband can't do warm water though. He hates it. So maybe it has to grow on you too. I don't know. I drink a lot of tea, so it's just maybe.
Yeah. I don't bug the kids about warm water. I figure if they just drink it, it's good. So the kids have to drink their glass of water first thing in the morning, but I don't bug them about hot.
See, I'm such a man in that sense. I mean, I eat and drink like a man. It's terrible. Really.
It's fine. You could start with just like tap water and then work it up to like maybe a little bit warmer than tap water.
Oh, Andrea, I'm in New York now. I drink it. I suck it right out of the faucet because coming from Texas, the water you can't drink there. Ugh. So yeah, I do drink tap water. Yeah. But just the lemon, I've only been starting recently, and it's definitely different. So, but I've been doing it cold, so I'll try it warm. I do drink tea. I drink tea quite a bit during the day. So now it's a mental thing. I'll just think, okay, tea. Okay.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Well, and just warm it up slowly and find the temperature that you like.
I don't drink warm water. I drink like I leave it. I get all my water ready the night before and just leave it on the counter. So when I walk out in the kitchen, it's already there. It's already ready.
Okay,
so I'm not heating it up.
But what's your room temperature? Because my house is at 62.
Yeah, ours is cool. I mean, we heat with wood, and then when the fire goes out, it's not 100 in here by any means.
I know.
But it's probably still warmer than the cold out of your, your
Out
tap
of the
water
well.
cold, right?
Right.
Yeah. I don't put it in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that works.
Okay. I'm like, oh, I didn't hear warm. I mean, I knew not to drink cold, but I didn't know we were supposed to be like heating it up.
I didn't either. Yeah.
I don't know if I could do that. I don't know. I'll think about that one.
More experiments.
I can drink warm tea as long as it has some, I don't know, I guess water with lemon does have flavor. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Something to get out of bed for. Woo woo.
Yeah. All right. I was going to have us do this, but we are running short on time, actually.
Mm-hmm.
That critical uncertainties.
Mm-hmm.
Because that takes it took us, I don't know, Andrea.
Yeah.
Are you guys okay with going a little over, or do we need to be done on time?
I'm okay.
You can always duck out, but.
Yeah, I really can't.
Okay.
Baby is, I need to.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe we'll save it for another time then. Because I just know we can't do it in 10 minutes. Like, we could maybe do it in 15 or 20.
No,
but not
it's like
10.
a half hour. Mm.
Yeah.
Depending on how chatty we are.
It's good, but oh no, I got that in my way. So well, okay, so Alyssa, what is your plan for this week then? What's your low-hanging fruit that you are going to grab hold of and experiment with?
My mother. Oh, because she's coming into town. She's flying in from Texas. So we're picking her up at the airport.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and now of course the small schedule that I did set up for the last 3 days that was pretty good for me is going to go right out the window because my mom's coming and she's going to be here for a month. So
nice.
It is what it is.
So this is your golden opportunity.
Okay.
To experiment.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is start your day right. After that, whatever happens, happens. Because my days are like that a lot. Like my day gets hijacked so often. My plan.
That's good. Yeah.
But yes, but I have bookends of routine. Starting my day right, and then my routine to end the day. And they don't always happen even at the same time on the clock, but they're the routine. And that's my points of stability in the day.
Right.
Anything else can happen in between. Yeah. So starting to build, what is your thing that you're going to do this week to start to build that routine? Because we talked about a couple things.
Well, I know that I have identified bad habits, so those I'm going to try to alter. But as far as, I'm really not sure. I mean, I don't know what to do first thing in the morning besides get up and go to the bathroom. That's usually
go to the bathroom, and then what?
Exactly. I don't know.
No, and then what? What did we talk about?
Oh, drinking some water.
There you go. Do that this week. Get up right away. Go to the bathroom. Drink some water. Drink some lemon water. Yes, just do that.
I can do that.
Do that. Keep it simple, sweetheart. You know, have you ever heard that kiss?
Well, I've usually heard it stupid. Yeah, keep it simple.
Yeah, stupid. I know. I try and make it nice though.
Yeah, sweetheart's better. That's another thing. Keep it simple.
I know. My grandpa used to say it with a like, oh, that actor, like with the old-fashioned actor accent. I forget who it was.
Oh.
But keep it simple, sweetheart.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So just the simple things. Just get out of bed right when you become aware and wake up. Go to the bathroom. Drink a glass of water. That's your simple, low-hanging fruit. The easy things. That's all you have to do.
Okay, I can do that.
And then on Sunday, let us know how it's working on the forum.
Okay.
What do you find out?
Okay.
Yeah. Because even with your mom there, you can do that.
Well, as far as the information I've gotten from you, this glass of water in the morning is going to rock my world. So I'm looking forward to it. I will let you know someday.
Excellent.
Okay.
And I have to tell you, Mark started finally doing that when he saw me making the boys do it all the time. And he said, "This is amazing." And so now he does it every day. Yeah. Before his first cup of coffee, a glass of water.
Okay.
And it's awesome. So,
Okay.
yeah, the easiest easy thing to start your day right. And Andrea said your thing is setting your day up the night before, right?
Yeah. And right. Still, I feel like I'm actually just still working on habit 2. So, but they flow into each other. So I'll just keep working on habit 2, and then habit 3 is just going to happen, you know? I mean, it's already there. I just need to energize it. But yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nice. And Lorna's rocking it. Do you have anything that you're adding this time around, Lorna?
No, I'm just expanding on what I already created. And it's just working. Like every level we get like just a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
It's like before it was
what's your expansion?
bringing community into my goals. Accountability holders into my goals. Building that whole thing up.
What does that look like?
I like that.
Well, what does that like? I now have like 5 people on my team.
Woo.
That are actually like doing to where I was doing a lot of like the tedious work, and now I have these 4 women that are now doing all of that stuff for me, so I can be in the create mode, which is more of where I like to be. So that is actually what I'm bringing into this time. So now I have Karen, Michelle, Anne, and another lady we just got today, that's doing all of that little work. So now I can do the create stuff.
I love how it's sounding like you opened up space with your habits, and that is allowing you to open up more space because you sit down and you have your time in the morning, you plan your day so you're more productive, and that has continued to expand.
Yeah, well, that is a big one. But the other big one was about our conversation about going to bed. It's not being available for people to contribute to me because I can do it myself, and I don't want to. You can't make me. So as long as I had that mindset, I would, that I can grow something as big as I can grow it. But if I have 5 people all working, contributing in different ways to me, then it can grow bigger than what I could envision it, because I now have all the energy of all those people behind me.
Right.
So, and if we didn't have that conversation about going to bed and me just surrendering being me to Jill's contribution to me, that she's seen something that I didn't see for myself, then I couldn't have, then I wasn't available for the conversation to actually have other people contribute to me daily. So that's what I got out of all of the going to bed. I think that that's one of the probably the biggest misconceptions. And it was probably my first time that I did this. Is like it was just all about doing these habits, and I would expect some sort of results. I don't know what results, but I'm sure there's something going to happen after working this program, kind of as Jill intended it, but kind of how I intended it. But then when I actually sat back and looked at it's a much bigger picture. This is about like reorganizing and just changing our already always thinking about how we go about things and like what can become available. And then like this whole world like emerges. So I didn't get that on my first
Well,
time.
because
I started getting that on my second time. And then now on my third time, I'm like, oh, I love this shit. Oh. So.
Right. The great word for that, Lorna, is dharma. That's the Sanskrit word for your purpose in life. And when you start to align your habits with the natural rhythm, you are stepping into the potential of your purpose in life. You said it just beautifully. Thank you.
That was all you for being such an amazing coach. Seriously, I never expected what I've got.
But it was you. Mm-hmm.
I never when I first started doing it, I really thought it was just okay. I'm gonna follow these 10 rules or 7 rules or and going to bed and then drinking water and pooping and rubbing essential oil, and it's just like, oh, okay. No, it's not just that. So yeah, just surrender to it, give it over, turn it over, and just work the program as its intended.
You surrendered to the rhythm, and now you're dancing like a fool and looking wonderful.
Here we are, full circle.
I got my Urkel.
Yeah.
Urkel.
And you are an awesome Urkeler. Oh, awesome. All right. Thank you, guys. Y'all have your stuff that you're doing, and it's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you for being
Thanks, Jill.
amazing.
Thanks, everybody.
All right.
Yes.
You guys see you next week.
All.
See you next
Yes.
week.
Right. Bye-bye.
Share it.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.